All right, let's talk about one of the biggest things you'll ever do, buying a home. Now, I know it can feel like a huge, overwhelming process. But today, we're going to zero in on the single most important first step, the one that honestly makes the entire journey so much smoother. This is it, right? This is the goal, that incredible feeling when you're finally holding the keys to your own place. It's a huge moment of accomplishment, the start of a whole new chapter. This is the dream everyone is chasing. So, yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The dream is one thing, but the path to get there can feel like this confusing, tangled mess. Honestly, it's super easy to feel intimidated before you even start. And look, here's the thing you have to understand. Buying a home is not like buying anything else. It's this super complex transaction filled with contracts, deadlines, and a ton of moving parts. If you don't handle it right, it can have some really serious financial consequences. And that brings us to the most important point of all. Before you even start scrolling through listings, before you fall in love with that perfect backyard, the single biggest decision you're going to make is choosing the right person to guide you through it all. So when we talk about that guide, let's be clear. There's this common idea of what a real estate agent does, Someone who just drives you around, unlocks a few doors, but that is barely scratching the surface of what they really do. And I love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. An experienced agent's real work, their true value, has almost nothing to do with that key. Their job is to manage all that complexity we were just talking about. Think about it this way. They're not a salesperson. They're your personal guide through the maze, your advocate fighting for you in negotiations, and maybe most importantly, your problem solver when things get tricky. And trust me, they almost always do. So, what does having this partner actually look like in the real world? Let's pull back the curtain for a second and look at all the stuff that's happening behind the scenes, the work you might never even know they're doing for you. I mean, just look at this. This is the invisible work. Your agent is basically a project manager, coordinating with all these different people so you don't have to. They're a watchdog, tracking every single deadline. And they're a strategist, digging into the data to make sure your offer is actually a smart, competitive one. And here's why that's so crucial for you. They're your translator, turning all that confusing legal jargon into plain English. They're your eyes and ears on the market, getting you instant alerts. But the most important thing is right there at the bottom. Their main job isn't to sell you a house. It's to guide and protect you on your way to finding the right house. Okay, so an expert guide, an advocate, a problem solver, all sounds fantastic, right? But I know what you're thinking. What's the catch? What is all of this expert help going to cost me? Let's just cut right to the chase. What's the price tag for having a professional like this in your corner for the entire process? Well, get ready for this, because for most first-time buyers, the answer is a huge surprise. In the vast majority of cases, having a buyer's agent on your team costs you, the buyer, absolutely nothing out of pocket. Wait, what? How is that even possible? Well, it all comes down to something called the buyer's agent commission. Basically, the agent's fee is typically paid by the seller out of the money they make from the sale. It's just standard practice in the industry, which means you get all that expert protection without having to pay for it directly. So let's tie all of this together. When you start the process with the right partner by your side, the entire experience just changes. All that fear and confusion starts to be replaced by clarity and confidence. And this right here, this is the real value. This is what you get. You save so much time and energy. You're protected from making huge, costly mistakes. And most importantly, you're empowered to make one of the biggest decisions of your life, feeling completely confident because you know you have a real expert on your side. So, as we've seen, finding that right guide, that's not just some item on a to-do list. It's the foundational first step that sets the tone for everything that follows. So the only question left really is, are you ready to take it?